Hey, welcome back to the channel. Let me know where y'all from and who you rocking with, and make sure you hit that subscribe. Finesse2tymes, they after him now since he got into a whole situation, an argument with that little FNG. Basically, Lil King, he was already in the streets. Finesse2tymes and them came and picked him up because they thought that him hanging around them, they was gonna be able to pretty much get him to go viral and everything like that. And basically, they was bringing him around a lot of grown folk activities. Man, they done Finesse2tymes and his whole crew, his entourage, and everybody who he hang out with. They shoot dice, and every single day they're doing something. And so basically, they all street hustling, and they done teach King how to do the dice game. Now he's all up and down these dice games, getting into arguments, getting into fights with grown men about you owe me this, you owe me that. And so basically, this is when the hustle cartel and the whole people who's doing the dice games, they come and hang out with Finesse2tymes, and they're going everywhere together. So Lil King, he's seeing basically these grown men doing all of these activities that the kids should not have seen. Basically, King should have been going to school. He should have been online doing his homework and basically doing regular people stuff that's his age. He's all at these parties, he's at these shows, it's all kind of stuff. They blowing loud around him, they doing shots of Don and everything around him, and he sees it. He's right there, and it's these OGs with their poles and everybody around. That's nothing for a kid to go see. So Lil King, he was growing up way too fast. And so one day, basically him and Finesse2tymes, they done got into the argument over letting King keep hanging around with the crew and letting King keep doing the dice games and basically staying like locked in that hood mentality. And King should have been the manager. He should have been learning how to crunch numbers, learning how to book Finesse2tymes and get secure the back end and everything like that. He was in the perfect position for him to be learning what the managers and the people who's really holding Finesse2tymes up, the people who really like getting him to these shows and getting the money and securing it. Like, King could have been learning that, but instead they taught him the reckless behavior that is pretty much making sure that they all stay at the level that they at. King could have learned how to basically come up with millions by now. And so now Finesse2tymes told King, no, you can't go to no more dice games. You can't come hang around us. You not going to none of the shows. You not coming to the club with us. We gonna have a driver send you home with sugar. And so this is when King snapped, because now King is like, you know what? You guys can't tell me what to do. This is my freedom and this and that. They done tricked old boy into thinking that he already so grown that he could be outside past 12 and all this stuff. He need to get home and get rest and sleep and all this stuff. So now King, of course, he gonna argue back and fight back. And this is where Finesse2tymes went wrong. Now Finesse2tymes is straight basically beefing with King. Like, we never heard no rapper beefing with 8-9-year-olds or nothing like that. So this is something totally brand new. Like, a lot of these dudes who's in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s, their ops is like 17, 20-some-year-olds and stuff. So a lot of these people who's way too old now is actually trying to stay relevant by having problems and arguing with people who is half their age, or people who just got old enough to where they could go into a bar now. And you got 40, 50-year-olds and late 30-year-olds still trying to act tough in the streets and trying to seem like they gonna intimidate and scare folks who's in their 20s and who's 17. These YNs you talking about. King is a full-blown YN. A lot of these youngins, these 20s and 18-year-olds, they YNs. They will poo shiesty mask up and catch you when it's dark walking to your whatever you walking into. So at the end of the day, you got to realize that Finesse2tymes got to stop arguing with King and everybody, because King and them, they cut from a whole different type of cloth, man. They cut from a different cloth. They done sat there, seen all this stuff, and you done pushed them to the brink to where now they about to steal off on you or do something, because at the end of the day, he was poking at a bear, and now King is with Hustle Cartel, and that ruined Finesse2tymes' whole relationship, because wasn't Hustle Cartel and Finesse2tymes hanging out with each other every day, and they was doing the dice games. Now, have y'all noticed that King is only with Hustle, and Finesse2tymes and Hustle and them don't talk, don't hang out? So what happened with the whole crew? It seemed like the whole FNG crew, it is something that happened with them, and everybody in Finesse2tymes, they done got off on the wrong foot. They basically didn't see eye to eye, and they didn't agree upon something, so they all decided to basically walk off on each other and everything and cut each other off. And now you see King going with Hustle Cartel, and they're doing the dice game together. King looked like he no longer got that happiness, that smile, that laughter, that he had when he was younger. Now everybody too serious and too grown up. Finesse2tymes came out and addressed on his Instagram and basically try to press King on live and say this and that, and whatever the case may be, right? And King went the same way. Now King went on live and IG, and he told them that, oh, the chains that Mob Ties and them and jprince got you, they melted it down and basically turned them to the chains that Finesse2tymes passed to his homeboys and his friends and his security guards. And so basically King was exposing the whole Finesse2tymes, saying that Sugar got a whole nother side dude, and that basically Mob Ties and them got finessed by Finesse2tymes when he told them that the chains got stolen by somebody, but whole time he turned around and remelted it down so that he didn't have to pay back the money to jprince jr. and his brother and his dad. And so all the Mob Ties basically, it got told on by King. And then King also talking about that Finesse2tymes not supposed to be around people with poles, and he basically trying to get him locked up. And so this is what happens when you get into an argument, or you have something go on with somebody that knows all this information about you. And now that you done slipped up and got and burned those bridges, now King and the person who knows all the info is going to tell the whole world, and is going to get Finesse2tymes in trouble, locked up, or possibly even have something happen to him out in the streets because of him lying about the fact that they got the Mob Ties chain stolen, when in reality they sold him back to Johnny Dang or whatever, melted it down and rechanged the shape and made a FNG instead of MOB ties. So at the end of the day, everything is getting leaked. Everybody is saying something about each other when it comes to that whole crew. And basically, they all into this big beef. It's a matter of time until they say the wrong thing or disrespect each other too far. Somebody's gonna take it too far, and somebody's gonna have is gonna be like kind of salty when they catch them in person, when they see them eye to eye, when they outside and they see each other. Who really gonna know is how far the beef is gonna go. But at this moment, we know that King and Hustle Cartel, they basically clicked up together. They continuing to do the videos, they continuing to do the dice games and everything like that. Finesse2tymes, he's just been doing his shows, and he basically cut everybody off after he addressed the situation. And he has to deal with his whole baby mama drama that he got going on. So a lot of this issue is that Finesse2tymes is super emotional because he got a baby on the way, and he may or may not really have wanted that baby mama to be the one, and so he has to pay all this child support. And on top of that, he got King and King's whole side of the family coming after him. He got Hustle Cartel and all of them, who probably might feel some type of way that he beefed with King like this and threw him out and kicked him out and everything like that. So a lot of people is mad and upset at Finesse2tymes that he kicked out somebody, a little youngin', somebody in the youth, 10, 12-year-old, and he kicked him out into the curb. And at their first time that they had a argument, he couldn't, be able to show him that the real men, they're going to have to get through it. They're going to have to, talk about their differences and agree to disagree on certain things. But Finesse2tymes, with how he's raised and where he's from, All he knows is to yell and yell and basically amp it up and make it into a beef. Even if it wasn't, he want to turn it into a beef because this is just the type of stuff these dudes do. They only know beefs. They only know, getting booked for shows and certain things like that. They still have a street mentality, and this is why a lot of these dudes still have a problem being in and out the system. And Finesse2tymes been locked up 3-4 times since he had gotten out free 2 years ago. And you would think somebody like that would, make sure not to go back and make sure not to make those mistakes. So we gonna see what ends up happening with this whole thing. So let me know where y'all from. Make sure y'all subscribe. And are y'all rocking with King? Are y'all rocking with Finesse2tymes? And y'all Young Dolph fans, let me know in the comments.